some of these very dangerous books, and yet they didn't go away. And that's a technology which is very, very ancient and which is very hard to share. You need the hard copy, you need a book, you need to get it out to someone. But you couldn't get rid of it just by banning it or by saying people shouldn't read this is dangerous, this is dreadful. So in the internet you're dealing with something which is many thousands of times more infectious than that in the way it reaches into our lives and the kind of access that people have to it. I'm no expert on social media. I use it in a number of contexts for a number of things. So I use Facebook and Twitter quite a lot, and I use it in personal context. I use it for my work, for my day-to-day job, and I have recently now, because I'm running as a political candidate, the first thing they say is, oh well, you have to have a Facebook page, you need that as well, so I've now got that, and I run my church social media account as well, so I've got a range of different things, and we're always trying to juggle those things. But I heard something quite interesting recently where they were saying that there are more 18-year-old men registered as Facebook users than there are actually alive on the planet at this moment. So that tells you quite a lot about misrepresentation through social media and how things that look quite straightforward on social media are not always as simple as they first appear. I think there's an interesting question both about what's received through social media but also about what's put out through social media. I read a very interesting book by a journalist called John Ronson called So You've Been Publicly Shamed, and he's talking about people who've been pilloried in the media or throughout the world for particular things which came to the public attention, and several of his chapters deal with social media. So people who post things, often young people who post things thoughtlessly, not thinking about the audience, not thinking about where this might be shared, and then find themselves very much held up as a pariah for something that they put on without thinking where it will go, without thinking who will see that. There were a couple of examples. There was a young woman who had a Twitter account, and she had maybe about 60, 70 people who followed her on Twitter. She was going to South Africa. She was an American woman, I believe, and she tweeted, "Off to South Africa, hope I don't catch AIDS. Oh no, it's all right, I'm white." And she tweeted that, thinking it was just her friends who would see it. She'd been tweeting what she called these kind of droll comments on where she was going. Someone else retweeted that, someone else got hold of it, it went right over the media and caused outrage that this young woman should say anything so racist and terrible on social media. She, who switched off her phone during the flight, switched it back on upon landing in South Africa to find that she was being pilloried across the world for one thoughtless, stupid remark. She lost her job, she lost her reputation, all these things. So social media it's not just about what comes in, but it's also about what goes out there. And I think that's a very, very dangerous thing. It's something that young people need to be aware of. In terms of control, I think it's very difficult. So I've said with the printing press, you couldn't control that. So how you control something which can be accessed in so many formats through so many media is difficult to say. One of the things I try to do to some extent with my own children, I have 2 children aged 9 and 11, and it's something I've been doing when we're watching television, so when the commercials come on, is to try and give them the tools to question what they're seeing, to try and question, okay, well, what is someone wanting me to think when I see this? Why are they doing this in this format? So we watch the adverts and I say, okay, so why do you think when they're talking about this new toy, they've employed someone with an American...
He has accepted that we know slightly less than our young people. If there's a problem in my house, I ask my younger person in the family to sort it out, see, with my smartphone. See. The social media is intertwined with the smartphones. If you remember, when the TV was introduced, it was thought as, it's a unifying factor. All the family will assemble together in a living room and watch the programs together. But with the mass production of television, it became cheaper, and then we could afford probably 3 or 4 television sets in our house. And then everybody had his own show. Mother had shows to watch and father had football to watch and the children had Mr. Simpson to watch and all that. But this gadget is everything. It's not just a television, it's not just an entertainment center, it is an information center. But media has often been described as something that is used for information. This gadget, and is he missing physically talking to friends? That's more important. As you mentioned, wife is busy on the phone, talking to friends hundreds of miles away, while the husband is on the other side of the bed, talking to his friends hundreds of miles away. See? So the art of conversation, it was said, was lost behind the television. The art of conversation. I mean, I may be talking to somebody, maybe very friendly to somebody who really does not matter in my life. See? But those who do, I am ignoring them. That is the problem. You've got to understand who is more important to you. Miss Joe Blogg somewhere living in Birmingham or Edinburgh or Alaska or somewhere, or my parents, my friends who will help me in time of need, my teachers. And you just cannot control it. This is like a virus, you see. But then again, the good point is, every virus has a lifetime. This infatuation with this gadget is going to die, I tell you. It's not going to live on and on and on and on. You remember the spread of HIV, that was the result of the freedom. People could not handle this. And it's dying out. It's not that big a threat as it was before. So people don't understand. I mean, don't misunderstand me. This is not a virus like that. See? But this can do good and this can do bad. See? Every time I need some information, I go back to my computer, Google. Somebody asked me, what do you do? And I gave him my card. I said, Google it, see? You get all this. I don't have to say anything to you, see? I may be lying. I may be saying that I am a doctor, see? But I may not be a doctor, see? But if he knows my name, and if I've done really something good or bad in my life, it will be there, see? So this is a gadget that can be used for the betterment of the society. And our children who are doing well in examinations, I assure you, they are using Google for information. Now, how many children are spending time in libraries these days? Do they go? I mean, I do a program, a current affairs program. It's a chat show. And I get, it's branded as a celebrity.
Maintain our time, or prescribe to our children, maintain the time. But then again, I have my granddaughter. I keep saying, I'll make a routine of the day. She was like a soldier. She don't want to be routine. She don't want to be routine. She don't want to be routine. Take me 6 months to make her understand, to set up a routine to follow. It's hard job. It's very hard job. So that thing make your world is very closer. Yet again, that makes world very distance. Distance within the family. Distance from the husband and wife. Distance from the children. Son and daughter. Mother and son. Keep distance from the mobile. Whatever you do, no matter how many hours you work, when you go in home, at least you can do something. Son saying something, daughter saying something else, wife asking for beer is ready. But you're constantly doing so much of it. So what will help us to do? To time management. If you really think that what we should watch, that's enough. So put in the routine order in ourselves. That might help better. And the awareness is this, what might affect, not habit, affect the habit of it. Also, health-wise, also it a better effect as well. I just noticed before I come here, child age of 7 months. And she had a, what do you call, tablet? And she is so close to it. Father said, keep away, your eyes sight will be lost. Keep away, your eye vision will be negative. So what I said that, I was sitting down there. And I just went to class 3 times. And I put some question to her. And she diverted her mind. She just went to set aside the tablet. So I think psychology, understanding is a big factor, big matter. And psychology, the expert was saying here.
Whether that makes me a villain in this current world, it makes me backdated, I'm not sure.
It makes you a villain because you're working for NHS.
I know. And maybe makes me a villain in my voice life because I'm not putting enough likes to the brilliant post she does on Facebook. Okay? That's how things are. Look, have you actually clicked on someone's like button or someone may recommend? If you're not, you're a villain. If you're not going to do that to me, I'm not going to do that to you. But
exactly.
Having said that,
this is the reality.
But the thing is that I'm not putting a like comment on my wife's Facebook page or someone else's. But does it mean that I'm not connected to the person? If we really want to say something to my wife, might as well say it offline. Well, that's what I said. So social media is brilliant. We can connect within quotes to a lot of people, but are we really connecting to a strange person in Alaska with a name who's my so-called friends, maybe a patient of mine? And I'm talking about that patient to another friend of mine, making an arbitrary comment that might end up having the same kind of result. Like I saw this, the fat lady who was like, and it was absolutely doesn't do anything and was talking rubbish. That so-called fat lady might be one of your friends on Facebook because you don't know who you're talking to. So again, that's why General Medical Council has got a lot of guidelines and advices for doctors like us. So you are talking about guidelines. I'm sure most of our doctors, nurses, healthcare professionals, you really need a lot of practical guidelines about how or how not to use social media. I'm one of those lazy fellows. I said, might as well not do anything about it. So I've stayed away from Facebook, but that's probably not the reality. The reality is, it's there. So people are using it, whether they like it or not. And I fully agree with your comment. We can't stop people from using social media. It's already there. So let's accept the fact that the media is there, the information is there, the smartphones are there. So accepting the fact that it would be there for a while, till we get tired and bored of it. So might as well, like the new virus which comes in, or new bug comes in, we talk about Zika virus and something like that. It's already in the market. So rather than turning a blind eye to that, let's accept the fact that it's already there. And might prepare ourselves as a team, a community, and how to handle that. And I think we have already, have a lot of habits or bad habits which we already acquired, and we might stay with us for the rest of our life. And most of us are happy with it. But when we look at our younger ones, we are worried about them. Like, what are they going to catch? But they actually get these habits from us. Like, you raise a very important point. The 9-year-old kid is busy on his mobile because daddy is doing the same in another room. If daddy is happy taking the kid and mom and the dog to the park for a walk, the mobile goes away. So again, the question comes of priority, but how you prioritize them. So just, well, this is not a prepared lecture, so I'm just basically giving you.
But the first most thing I'm going to share with you that I was not a very good cook from the beginning, because my mommy didn't like to spend my time in kitchen. So whatever I have learned, the cooking part, is from Google. So I learned cooking less from my mom, more from Google. So it's the my all friends are saying that pluses and minuses. So this is my one of my positive side that I have taken from social media something. I'm very much, I'm here almost 3.5 years in this country, but I'm very well connected with Kolkata through social media. Through Facebook, I'm connected with my most of my school, colleges friends, my teachers, most of our writers, poets. So sometimes I really feel I'm at home. So these are the few things I really feel that there are pluses and minuses. How you are going to take, how you are going to appreciate those points in your life. That's all.
Thank you very much.
Social media. And most of you talked about, I think mainly about the negative influence of social media, especially amongst our children, young people. But I like your two positive stories. In fact, it will be a useful tool for all of us, because I think this is here to stay, as most of you have said.
Yes.
So I think we should try to use it to our advantage. So that's really my question to the key speaker.
Should we go to answer?
And to understand ourselves during this time, 21st century. Because we born here, we are not backdated 5,000 years ago, and people invented a little bit from invention how to use the iron, how to use the stone. We are not that time. We are middle of the time, as I understand, because we understand about the future 100,000 years and back million years. We are in the transit point of both of them. So, yeah, we are not against of the merits, but if we stop our misusing to our children, we gone. There is no problem, because 24 hours. I always travel on train. What I see, people is doing something like that. Somebody doing something, talking. These are the things. 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, when I riding on train or buses, people they got a book. Printing book is important to learn something. Even you go, if I chat to my children, the school schedule books, they are not studied, they are not reading out. They go to the social media. It means that to reading or printing materials, it means they enhance the mind, and we will contribute, because these things is stereotype maybe, but it is more input to the brain to understand, to talk, how to do. Our children, if you go check in English school, our children is not in the set 1 in the school. They are set 2, as because of at home there is another language and in school another language, and they are not. If you go to the bus in the watchable area, people, children or young children talking to you, hello, Kita Balani, how are you? It means the 2 words, the limited of the word, as I understand 8 languages, and I'm interpreter of the 8 languages. What happened? Children is talking, our children is talking English and Bengali or some other language because of the shortage of the word. They don't know how to express their views with words. So it is important, because children is we are building the children, it means that we are building the nation. If we do not have enough contributed to them, it means that this media will not benefit to us. Technologically, some other countries is behind of that because of the education. Of course, it is right to learn the Facebook or YouTube how to cook the aloo bharta or something begun bharta, ginger, because of technology will come to benefit us. So we appreciate that way. I think I should. It is a simple thing I can explain this way. Please don't make any annoy to me.
I'm sorry, do you have any more question about any?
No idea. I am also dedicated. Dedicated. I can express my views in Bengali. Yes, that is very okay for me. আমি মনে করি যে আমার ফেসবুক যদি হয় তাহলে আমার ইয়েটা অনেকে জানতে পারবে। তো আমি সেই ক্ষেত্রে মনে করি যে আমি ফেসবুক দিয়ে জানানোর চাইতে আমি কয়েক টাকা পাবো, কারণ এটার একটা অপব্যবহার হতে পারে। আমি মনে করি আমার স্ত্রীকে যে আমি কেন আমার সব জিনিসগুলা প্রয়োজন ছাড়া ফেসবুকে দিয়ে দেবো, এটা থেকে অন্য সুবিধা নিতে পারে এবং অন্য এটাকে ইউজ করতে পারে, এরকম হচ্ছে। তো এক্ষেত্রে আমার মনে হয় আমি নিজেও মনে করি যে সবার আছে, সবাই আমাকে বলে যে আপনার ফেসবুক আইডি কিন্তু আমি বলি যে না আমার তো কিছু নাই, আমার ম্যাগাজিনে একটা আছে আর সেলের আছে, ওইগুলো দিয়ে তো আমার মনে হয় আমার মতো সবাই হওয়া উচিত না এই যুগে, সবাই সবার দিক থেকে ভালো থাকতে হচ্ছে। দুই ভাই যেভাবে বললে আমাদের ছেলে মেয়েদেরকে আমরা কীভাবে আমরা গাইড করবো বা আরও যারা আছে সবাই বলে, এটা প্রত্যেকের ঘরে আমার মতো যারা আছে আমি দেখি যে একটা গৃহযুদ্ধ এবং কী বলবো ওটাকে ফাইট। আমি চাই এই চ্যানেল দেখতে, সিভিল ওয়ার, এবং আমার ছেলে চায় ওইটা দেখতে, আমার মেয়ে চায় আরেকটা দেখতে, ইভেন আমার সেও চায় কার্টুন দেখতে। তখন আমার থ্রি জেনারেশন ফাইটের। আমি একবার ভাবতাম যে টেলিভিশনের 4টা দিকে যদি 4টা স্ক্রিন থাকতো তাহলে যার যে স্ক্রিনে বসে সবাই বার্তা করতে পারতো, লেগে টেলিভিশন একসাথে সবার চাহিদা সম্ভব কিনা। আমি আমার মেয়েকে আজকে 3 দিন যাবত ফলো করতেছি, 3 দিন 1 সপ্তাহ যাবত আমি দেশে ছিলাম। দেখলাম যে সে বসে ওই মোবাইল আর ওই যে আইফোন, হ্যাঁ ওইটা নিয়ে গেছিল। আমি তার মাকে বললাম যে আমরা 1 সপ্তাহ হলো আমি আসলাম, তো আমাদের ভিডিও করলো না যে আমি কী করলাম দেশে, কেন আসলাম, কোথা করলাম, না আমারও তো তাই মনে হয়। তুমি তো আসো নীরব বসে আসো, আমি টিভি দেখতেছি আর ওইটা করতেছি, আমরা তো করে এত নীরব কেউ কোনো কথা কারোর সাথে বললাম সাইলেন্ট মোড। আসার সময় আমি বললাম যে এটা কীভাবে উত্তরণ করা যায়। আমি বললাম একটু রাগ করে বলে তুমি এই করেছো সেই করেছো, সে উঠে উপরে। এখন সে আসতে আমি যখন উপরে থাকি তখন সে নিচে আসে না, উপর থেকে বেরোয়, একটা সমস্যা হয়ে গেল। আমি ভাবলাম যে এই তো আমার এই কাজটা কীভাবে করি। এরপরে আমি কিছু বললাম যে এটা করে আমার কিন্তু আমার মনে হয় এটা দিয়ে কোনো কাজ বলেছেন, কিন্তু কাজটা এত সহজ নয়, আমার যা মনে হয় এত সহজ নয়। এখানে আসার পরে আমি ধন্যবাদ আপনাদেরকে, কিছুটা আমি আইডিয়া করতে পেরেছি যে রাগ পোষা না করে একটু কনভিন্স করার চেষ্টা করা এবং তাদেরকে বোঝানোর চেষ্টা করা যে এটার উপকারিতা কী, এটা বুঝলাম। হয়তো আমি আগামীতে ছেলে মেয়েদের প্রতি রাগ কম করে আমি চেষ্টা করব জিনিসগুলো বোঝানো, কিন্তু আমার মনে হচ্ছে যে এটা আমার পক্ষে সম্ভব নয়। সে তার কাজেই করবে এবং আমিও এবারেই চলতে হবে, এটাই আমাদের গতি এবং এটাই আমাদের পন্থা। আমার মনে হয় আমি জানি না এটা উত্তরণ কীভাবে। ধন্যবাদ আপনাদের সবাইকে।
আমাদেরকে অনেক দূরে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যাবে এবং প্রযুক্তি কিন্তু আমাদের দক্ষতা আরও অনেক বেশি বাড়াবে। আমরা যতটুকু জানি না আমরা যেন আরও জানতে চেষ্টা করি এবং প্রতিদিনই কিন্তু কিছু না কিছু জানার আছে আমাদের প্রযুক্তি বিষয়ে। তো আমি বলবো আমরা যেন ভয় পাই না, আমরা যেন কীভাবে সুন্দরভাবে এটাকে ব্যবহার করবো সেই দিকে বেশি আলোকপাত করি। ধন্যবাদ।
So I take the advantage side. So advantage side, as a businessman, I try to promote my business by the social media. But if I go to the TV or radio, I need to pay the advert fee or whatever expense coming, I need to cover. But in the social media, I can add my business freely. So I can reach my clients easily. So in my experience, I connect with my clients, the other people via social media. And on the other hand, disadvantage side is when we misuse, and the time management already mentioned the Aladdin advice, and the keynote speakers already mentioned some disadvantage side as well. So when we take the disadvantage, this is the problem in the society and the family as well. So on the other hand as well, when we use the social media as I give you one example. As one of the smoker, like a Chinese smoker, he know if when he smoke, he will be feeling disease, some problem. So he know that, but he is not giving up the smoke. But same things. So when we use music,
আমি যত মেসেজ ভালো মেসেজ মানুষকে দিতে পারছি মনে হয় ফেসবুক যদি ওপেন না হইতো তাহলে আমি পারতাম না। এবং ফেসবুকের মাধ্যমে আমি যত ভালো কাজ করতে পারছি, একটা এক্সাম্পল, একজন মানুষের ঘর হঠাৎ করে জ্বলে পুড়ে শেষ হয়ে গেছে, আমি ফেসবুকে স্ট্যাটাস করেছি কেউ যদি 12 হেল্প করো, অনেক মানুষ হেল্প করেছে, দেখা যায় তার ঘরটা তৈরি হয়েছে। এরকম অনেক ভালো জিনিস আছে। আবার মন্দ সাইড যা আলোচনা করেছেন তাতেও আমি একমত, কারণ দ্বিমতের এটা ফেসবুক বা সোশ্যাল মিডিয়া ধরে নেন একটা চাকু, ওই চাকু দিয়ে আপেল কেটে খাওয়া যায়, আবার ওই চাকু দিয়ে একজন মানুষকে হত্যা করা যায়। চাকুর কোনো দোষ নেই, ইউজের ক্ষেত্রে হচ্ছে দোষ। উনি যে বক্তব্য দিয়েছেন তার সাথে আমি 100% একমত। আজকে যাদের ছেলে মেয়েরা এই মিসইউজ করছে তাদের কাছে আমার প্রশ্ন, আপনি কি আপনার ছেলে মেয়ের সাথে এই 24 ঘন্টার কতটুকু সময় কাটান তা একবার ভেবে দেখেছেন? আপনি কি আপনার বাচ্চাকে, আল্লাহ কালাম কুরআন শরীফে বলছেন, যেহেতু আমাকে বলছেন ইসলামিক কু আনফুসাকুম ওয়া আহলিকুম নারা, তোমরা নিজে আগে জাহান্নাম থেকে বাঁচো, পানিশমেন্ট থেকে সেফ হও এবং নিজের পরিবারকে বাঁচাও। আপনি খুবই ভালো কন্টিনিউ মসজিদে যান, সোশ্যাল কাজে ব্যস্ত, সোসাইটির মিটিং মাটিং নিয়ে ব্যস্ত, কিন্তু আপনার ছেলে মেয়ের সাথে একক ভাত খাওয়ার যুগ, প্র্যাকটিক্যাল যুগ, এই প্র্যাকটিক্যাল যুগে কিভাবে ফেস করতে হবে এটা নিয়ে আমাদের একটা কিছু দায়িত্ব আমি একটু শেয়ার করছি আমার অভিজ্ঞতা। কেন আমার অভিজ্ঞতা? আমি 2012 থেকে এই পর্যন্ত 2017 প্রায় 13-14 বছর টিচিং পেশাতে নিয়োজিত। বাংলাদেশের সেকেন্ডারি স্কুলের টিচার ছিলাম 8 বছর 9 বছর, আর এবার এদেশে আসি ও টিচিং এ আছি, বাচ্চাদের সাথে আছি। এবং আজকেই ফেস করছি যেগুলো, আজকেও আমি টিচিং গেছিলাম, টিচিং থেকে আসছি। যে এখন দেখছেন স্পেনার একটা বার হয়েছে চরকি ঘুরায়, কয়েকদিন আগে লাঠি মেঘটা বেরিয়েছিল, দেখলাম উনি বলছে হ্যাঁ সব কিছু ইন্ডিয়া নিয়ে গেছে, আমাদের সব বলার ইন্ডিয়া চলে গেছে, আমাদেরকে কেউ দেখে না। আমি আশা করব আমরা যদি লেঙ্গা আতুর হই, ডিজেবল হই, আমাদেরকে তোমরা দেখো, আমাদেরকে তোমরা দেখো, সব সিনেমা হল বন্ধ হয়ে যাচ্ছে। কেন বন্ধ হয়ে যাচ্ছে? আমাদের ছেলে মেয়ে,
the class struggle is there. The ruling community is always trying to supplement them in order to keep them rule. This is another political issue. I'm not talking about these things, but I'm talking about the new word is invented about the politics, preparatory democracy. This is the another way, and it is continuous. This system is going on. That system. We are not talking about. We are talking about the 3 questions you asked me, if I can. The radiation, because of the human body, it is not created by smartphone or technological. We are not robot, because we got in the heart, we got in the mind, we through the blood. We can take. One important thing is that we can take our decision. This the human is doing now. I don't know 50 years later the robot can take the decision or not. It is the another debate. We don't know about that things is going on. The problem is here about the radiation, because we are human. We have certain kind of ray we need. I'm talking about one thing. as because science people, if the doctor is what they are, you got or not, it is the another talking. That's why people go to the
হই এর মধ্যে একজন ইমাম থাকে, জাস্ট সামরিক বাহিনীর মধ্যে একজন কমান্ডার থাকে, ওই কমান্ডারের মানে কমান্ডার সব উঠে বসে নামে। তো ইসলামের কতগুলো জিনিস এগুলো তো আমরা আসলে পালন করি না, আর এগুলো পালন করি যে ইসলাম, আমি তো দেখছি ইসলামের যে পূর্ণাঙ্গ একটা সায়েন্স, বৈজ্ঞানিক মানে সায়েন্সের কথা বলতেছি, যে নামাজটা পড়লে আপনাদের শরীরটা কত সুন্দর থাকে, কত সবল থাকে, তারপরে এই যে অজু, এই যে রোজা, বুঝছেন, এগুলো যদি আমরা পালন করি আর আসলে আমরা অনেক কিছু থেকে নিস্তার পাই, রোগ বেলা মুসিবত এগুলোর থেকে আমরা অনেক সময় এগুলোর থেকে অনেক দূরে থাকা যায়। এবং